what's going on, guys? Welcome back to my series of how to get started in rally. Today we're going to be talking about how to get into RallyCross. Now if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you enjoyed the video, please leave me a like. If not, leave a dislike, let me know why. Alright, so the RallyCross I'm going to be talking about today is actually done in a dirt field going around cones. Now you've probably seen RallyCross on TV with Travis Pastrana and Kim Block and Chris Atkinson and all those professional guys racing around a whole bunch of huge jumps in really, really fast, expensive cars. So if you have $1 million, yeah, go do that, have fun. But I'm going to be talking about SCCA RallyCross. Again, it's done in pretty much a dirt open field going around cones just by yourself. You're not head-to-head or anything, at least here in the States. So the way to find an event in your area is go to scca.com, go to menu, and then click on Find Your Fun. Just type in your zip code, and then you may have to expand your search area a little bit to find an event near you. If you're not able to find anything like that, be sure to go to Facebook and just look around. The region I race in, New England region, we have our own Facebook group, so it's an easy way to kind of find everybody else who races in that area. And if you have any questions, definitely get on there and ask anybody. So what kind of car do you need to get into RallyCross? Obviously, I have my Subaru, but you can run absolutely anything you want. I race with a couple of Miatas, a guy has a really awesome Volkswagen Bug that he races with, and there's a whole bunch of other Volkswagens and stuff that do race, along with a whole bunch of Subarus. And actually, at the last RallyCross event, a guy, Jesse, took his Lamborghini out there. Yes, here's a video of that.
Apparently. He's being gentle in the top.
I feel like the Mini Cooper, whenever it passes, it looks like a commercial with all like the perfect smoke that comes out of the back from the
So again, you can race any car that you want, okay? Depending on what kind of car you have, puts you into different classes based on the drivetrain. You have front, rear, and all-wheel drive, and within each of those, you have your stock, prepared, and modified, okay? So I'm in the modified all class. The stock class, you have to have DOT tires. You can only go up to like a catback exhaust. Okay, you got to keep the car relatively stock. If you're prepared, you can do a little bit more modifications to the engine, suspension, and exhaust, and you can also run competition tires. And then again, modified, pretty much do whatever you want, right? Now, as far as safety gear for RallyCross, you don't really need too much. You don't need a fire suit, you don't need driving shoes, you don't need driving gloves, you don't need a roll cage or any fire extinguishers or anything crazy. You seriously only need a helmet and seatbelts. The helmet I have, I bought off Amazon. It's for like $100. With helmets, it has to be Snell approved. It can't be DOT approved or anything like that. It has to be Snell. As far as everything else, again, you just need a regular stock seatbelt and then you can go have fun. You don't need to do anything crazy. Okay, so let's say you have found an event in your area, you're going to sign up for it, you already looked through all the rules, and you think you know which class you're in, but based on 1 or 2 modifications, you're not 100% sure. Just sign up for whatever you think is closest, and then once you get to the event, go ahead and once you're going through tech, you can ask those guys and they'll be able to help you out and put you with whatever class you need to be in. As far as tech goes, it's nothing too crazy. You have to make sure your wheels are good and secured, there's no bad wheel bearings or anything like that, and then make sure your battery's secured nice and tight, and there's nothing on the inside of your car, so nothing can be flying around. Alright, so why get into RallyCross? RallyCross is a ton of fun, it's really simple to get into, and it's really safe, because again, you're in an open dirt field just going around cones. There's no trees, there's no rocks, there's no head-to-head racing, anything like that. And it teaches you a lot about car control. It teaches you how to do left foot braking or even hand braking, because the RallyCross is really, really tight and technical just going around cones. So you do learn a lot about your car. And also, if you're wanting to get in a stage rally, doing RallyCross is the best thing ever, because a lot of guys that do the RallyCross also do the stage rally. That's how I got into it. I started off with RallyCross, and just throughout the years of talking to everybody who do the stage rally, you start to learn what you want to do with the car and what kind of gear you need and who to go through to get your roll cage and all that type of stuff. So it's really helped me out immensely. Alright, so let's talk about the cost and what to bring to a RallyCross event. This is what I literally brought to my last RallyCross event, and the chair I'm sitting in. There's really not much you have to do when you get there. Just go and drive and have fun. And if you do pop a tire, then just change out the tire real quick. So you don't have to do anything crazy. And not much will really happen to the car either. At worst, I've seen a couple of wheel well liners get ripped off, an exhaust will fall off. Somebody actually did have their airbag go off, so I would highly suggest removing the airbag fuse when you go and race, just because of some of the bumps and impacts that could happen at the Rallycross. For the most part, there's not really any jumps. It could get rutted out a little bit. I would highly suggest a skid plate, just in case it does get too rutted out and your car is really low. You don't want to tear up your oil pan. Okay, as far as cost goes, obviously you have the cost of your car, and whether it's stock or highly modified, and that's up to you. It also kind of depends on how far away the events are. All the events in my area are over 3 hours away. So what I do is I drive up the night before and I park somewhere in the area and just sleep in the backseat of my truck. Okay, because when I first started racing, I would stay at a hotel. But I was doing the races once a month, and the races, or the hotel costs, got pretty expensive. The races themselves are only about $50, so that's actually really cheap. But I always trailered my car, so you got to factor in the gas for the car itself during the event, and also the gas in the truck. And then tires, you know, what kind of tires do you want? When I first started, I just had a cheap set of used snow tires. Those worked really, really well. And then once I started to get to the point where I was going to do stage rally, I bought gravels. The first set of gravels I bought were used, so those were really cheap, and that came with the 15-inch wheels. But again, if you're running a Subaru and you want to run gravel tires, you have to have 15-inch wheels. In order to run 15-inch wheels on the STIs, you have to downgrade the brakes. So see how this cost could really start to snowball? So figure out what kind of car you want to go race. And if you do want to eventually get up to stage rally, is it going to be that same car or is it going to be a different car? It's completely up to you. So for the most part, the cost could stay relatively cheap. One last thing, I do have my new merch for sale. The links will be in the description for a couple of different designs of t-shirts and stickers that I have. I really, really appreciate it. It helps me and it helps support this car and my horrible racing habit. So thanks for watching, guys. Take it easy.